Okay. All right, you guys. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. I don't know what just happened, but hold on. Hold on. Hold on 1 second here, you guys. Pull these slides up a different way. Hold on. All right, everyone should see the slides on my desktop now. Okay, this is for CWE, and I am recording this, you guys. Again, my name is Antonio DeVoe, and I'm just going to go through the information for CWE, for Crypto World Evolution, just for people who have not had an opportunity to see this. And I want you guys to be able to have this because, again, this is a powerful opportunity to get in early. A lot of people are thinking that, it's too late. People always think that on certain trends that it's too late to get in. I'm telling you that this is the very beginning of what's capable for anyone in this space. And so we want to make sure that we maximize on this. But what is Crypto World Evolution? Okay, well, understand this, okay? In the 20th century, the three most lucrative opportunities, one was real estate, stocks and bonds, and then online businesses. All three of these I've actually participated in, okay? Two of these I've made millions of dollars in, okay? And so I understand that catching certain opportunities and catching certain emerging trends is something you definitely want to be able to participate in and do, okay? But everyone in the financial space, and it's not just me saying this, you need to talk to people, will tell you that the next disruptive opportunity, when we say disruptive, that means that it changes and shakes the standard norm of earning capital, okay? We all know that that's in the digital currency space right now. And if you don't believe that, you guys, you got Forbes magazine. There are thousands of publications right now talking about digital currency. I just wrote a book about digital currency, about Bitcoin, the Bitcoin formula. If you go to the bitcoinformula.info, and it's selling all over the world, you'll see the book and you'll understand more about how Bitcoin works and how blockchain technology works. But understand this, digital currency, I believe, is going to be the largest, the biggest, and the most powerful redistribution of wealth ever known to man. And listen, I can say this for a fact because I had an opportunity to participate in something called the deregulation of utilities, okay, back in the early 2000s. And I remember people used to laugh at me when I would come around trying to sell them what was called, at that time, what was called a video phone. There was a physical device. It was like a clamshell phone. It was big. It was about the size of a 10-inch laptop. And you could flip it open, you could plug it up to the internet, and you could make video phone calls to somebody else who had the same device over the internet. And I remember people laughing at me and my partners when we used to go around selling this technology, but it was ordained because we literally ended up, not only did we make millions of dollars in that company, but we also ended up being featured in Success Magazine, Wall Street Journal, just for being involved with that emerging technology. Because guess what now? Every cell phone now has the ability for you to be able to call somebody else and talk to them live with video. But you figure 15, 16 years ago, nobody thought that was going to be possible. People thought that was the most backwards thing to do. But now everybody's doing it. But guess what? If you did not participate in that emerging trend, in that disruptive opportunity, okay, you didn't get a chance to make money from it. But even though you may be using it right now, you didn't get a chance to actually make profits from it. And we earned a residual from that company for 10 years. For 10 years, we got paid from that company just because we had the foresight to be able to understand that that was an emerging trend, emerging technology. Now we come forward, fast forward now in 2018, and look at what's going on in the digital currency space, okay? Now, we already know gold and silver has been around for eons. Fiat paper money, something that was created by the banking cartels and federal system. Then came credit cards, right? And how many of you know that credit cards didn't exist all the time? But guess what? Credit cards were looked at as being an amazing trend when they actually first emerged to allow people to have credit to be able to buy without having money. But what have been some of the backslides from credit cards? What are some things that people don't like? Credit card fraud, people stealing your credit cards and duplicating your identity and using your credit in their name, in different people's names. You have back charges, people paying for products and then reversing the charge, trying to get free products from you. Okay, so credit cards, even though they were a great technology when they came out, there have been negatives with them that have been astronomical all over the globe. Now, here comes digital currency. Okay, now what about digital currency? What makes digital currency so unique? Well, think about it. You cannot double spend it, for one. For two, once a sale is made and you are paid in cryptocurrency, that sale is finalized. That's just like paying in cash. There's no back charging for that. And guess what? One person can't use somebody else's coins. When your coins are in your possession and they are protected properly, then you are the one that controls what goes on with your money truly. You don't have to go through a third party intermediary. If you want to send me some cryptocurrency, or if I wanted to send you some cryptocurrency, it goes directly from me to you. It doesn't go to a third party intermediary where somebody else has control of the transaction in between our transaction. Okay, so basically what cryptocurrency has done, it has removed the middleman out of the process and allowed us to be able to truly do direct business with each other. And that's powerful. And to do that with paying minimal fees. So imagine being able to send someone tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, well, even $1 million, and only have to spend several dollars in order to be able to do that. Okay, and that's what digital currency allows you to be able to do. And there right now, you guys, there are in excess of 1,700 different cryptocurrencies, over 1,200 different markets as well. I mean, over 12,000 different markets, but there's over 1,700 different cryptocurrencies right now as well. And so there's a huge space for this. And you're talking about a total market cap of over $290 billion right now currently as well. Okay, the digital currency model, how does it work? Well, you have miners. Miners are the people who basically solve the math problems that allow cryptocurrencies to be created, like Bitcoin, okay? Then you have Bitcoin exchanges. Those Bitcoin exchanges are some of the places where you have what I call it's called a soft wallet. I'll get into that more later. This is where you can actually participate in actual trades, and in some cases store some of your cryptocurrencies. Then you have cryptocurrencies. Like I just said, there's over 1,700 different cryptocurrencies right now, ranging from Bitcoin all the way down to Siacoin. There's so many different ones. But I believe that the number one best cryptocurrency is and will always be Bitcoin or BTC, simply because that's sort of like the reserve currency, similar to the reserve dollar in the Federal Reserve System, is that, you know, everyone will have to convert into Bitcoin in order to, in most cases, liquidate their Bitcoin into fiat money. And also, it's the biggest elephant in the room. Currently, right now, almost exactly 48% of the $292 billion that is, someone called in and actually knocked off my little presentation slide there. Hold on, let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Right now, for individuals who know over 1,700 different coins, the Bitcoin is still the number one cryptocurrency, I believe, out of all the different cryptocurrencies that are available in the world right now. And that's simply because of the fact that it has what's called a BTC dominance of about 48%. That means that 48% of the $292 billion right now that is circulating and being used for cryptocurrencies, 48% of that is in Bitcoin. Okay, so people still love Bitcoin. It's still the biggest elephant in the room. And also, what are wallets? There's something called soft wallets and hard wallets. I use hard wallets a lot. These are the safest and the most protective way to protect your coins. Keep them in your physical possession when you're not using them to trade on the exchanges. You actually store your Bitcoins in a very secure manner using hard wallets. Now, I'll talk about that later for people who are more interested in that. But what Crypto World Evolution does, you guys, it just leverages the digital world for your benefit, okay? And just so people sort of get an understanding of who are the players, okay? There are tons of different companies that are investing in different platforms related to blockchain, okay? And you're talking about F Prime started out sort of early in 2014, but I'm not gonna go through all of these, but some of these companies you should recognize right away, like New York Life, NASDAQ back in January 2015, CME Group, okay? Capital One, Goldman Sachs. If people who don't know who Goldman Sachs is, probably largest bank in the world. Citi Ventures, Visa, American Express, Wells Fargo. These should be ranked Deutsche Bank for European partners that are on here right now. Santander, All these happening in 2015. Okay, then Transamerica came into the game. MasterCard came in a little bit later, right before January 2016. Okay, BPI Finance, Deloitte, huge operation. Western Union, used all over the world. Okay, Daiichi Life in January. So you guys, there are billion-dollar corporations, billion-dollar players right now that are interested in this space. And what they're looking to do, of course, is to get in early. Because what do large financial institutions tend to do? And all of these that you see here, 90+% of these, all financial institutions and from all different countries. Okay, like CICC, you're finding places that are from Asian markets, Goldman Sachs from US markets, right? French markets, German markets, British markets. What do they know that we don't? Okay, and why are they dumping in billions of dollars, and people in some places are talking about trillions of dollars of investment capital will come into blockchain and cryptocurrency technology? Why are they doing that right now? Because they understand that this is where the evolution of money is moving to, you guys. So we wanted to be able to be involved with getting in early as well. Okay. Now, how can you participate in cryptocurrencies? Mining, buying, holding, and trading. Mining, you have to have computer power that secures crypto transactions to be able to do that. And the thing about mining is, listen, I'm involved in mining right now. Actually, I'm checking out right now, actually getting ready to buy some more mining equipment as we speak. But let me tell you something, the capital, it's intense. The overhead is intense and it's high risk. I say again, it's high risk and it is very capital intensive because you have to buy the equipment. One mining rig can run you $4,000 to $5,000 plus maintenance in some cases. And that's just to actually have one miner. And that one miner may take you 18 months to 2 years to become profitable from that capital investment. At that time, that's assuming and hoping that the price holds steady of the coin that you're actually mining. Now, buying and holding, okay? Buying and holding Bitcoin and altcoins for a long time, it can be capital intensive and it can be high risk as well. But that, you're making money if your coin price goes up, you're losing money if the coin price goes down. But look at trading. Trading is unique. Cryptocurrency market requires education and training, okay? Your time and it's high risk. But the good thing about trading is this. When you have the right trading system, there's an opportunity to make money when the market goes up and also when the market goes down. And what I like is that it's a lot less capital intense in order to get involved in trading, okay? Now, when you're buying and selling cryptocurrencies on trading exchanges, there's a couple of different exchanges that are out. There's actually over 12,000, but there's a couple of them that are very notable, okay? Bitfinex, Binance, Bittrex. There's several others that are used like Kraken, OLEX, OKEC as well. OKEX is another one that's sort of popular as well. And these exchanges are used to actually trade. This is where you actually place, these are the exchanges where you can, manual traders can go there and buy and sell cryptocurrencies as well. Now, the trading problem, let's just talk about something. For traditional trading, it looks easy, but a lot of times you may not know when to buy. And then, of course, the hardest part for some is knowing when to sell, right? So, and then you have to think twice because if you have to monitor a computer, many of us that have busy lifestyles, monitoring a computer constantly, it's stressful, right? Because we want to buy when the price is down. And, of course, we want to sell when the price comes up and sell when the price goes higher, right, to make a profit. Now, what is the trading solution? What is the solution to that? Because, again, these are things that we can control with the right algorithm and with the right technology. Unlike mining and unlike buying and holding, trading is the only one where you're allowed to make a profit if you have the right technology when the price goes up or down. So the artificial intelligence trading software, and what does that mean? The trading software is intelligent. It has been programmed to think at lightning speed to be able to perform buy and sell transactions in a split second, okay, in fractions of a second in order to make the right decisions on our behalf to make profits for us. So what that allows to actually be able to happen is it maximizes your trading experience. It takes away the ability for you having to constantly monitor every single transaction that's being done because you couldn't possibly do it with human eyes. These bots in some cases are performing thousands of transactions, okay, per minute. And this also saves time buying and selling and allows you to be able to continue to live your lifestyle while participating in the market, okay? So another thing that I love about CWE CWE, Crypto World Evolution, is the fact that we do not have to turn over our Bitcoins to anyone. Let me say this very clearly. And I know that this webinar is going to be watched by many people. There are a lot of opportunities out. There are a lot of businesses out here, some that we have seen and participated in. I'm watching new ones being born every single day. They give you what's called the pie in the sky reality. They mix some truth with some fiction. That's the most disgusting part about what I see happening right now. Yes, some of them you can make money. Some of them you can make vast amounts of money. I could go into one of these companies right now if I was only concerned about myself and make astronomical income. In some cases, maybe $5, $10, $15 million in 1 year if I wanted to participate in Ponzi schemes. But I can tell you what I respect about CWE. This company is ethical. This company is licensed to do business in the United States and in Panama. This business is already in communication with the SEC and is already getting all of the guidance that is necessary to make sure that they maintain being in proper compliance inside of the United States as well. And that makes me feel very comfortable. The company did not have to do that. The company could have just chosen not to work inside the United States at all. But why did Crypto World Evolution, Mr. Thomas Perez, decide to go that route? Tomas, like some of us, has experienced what it's like to be involved with some of these companies that have unscrupulous leadership, unscrupulous management that are only interested in taking from you and not giving to you. And in most cases, the only people that are able to profit in some of those companies are people who get in early, okay? And the product, in most cases, what they're selling is just pie in the sky. They're not doing any real trading, okay? I've never seen any proof of real trading going on with them. And the books are always closed because they just don't want you to see what's actually going on, okay? And I've watched this happen on several occasions, okay? So we have to smarten up. See, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, then it's shame on me. Common sense always denotes any kind of education level is what I say. And if I can see clearly that something that someone else is doing in the company is not ethical or is not working or is trying to get me to turn over my cryptocurrencies to them and then tell me that they're going to pay me daily or some other kind of pie in the sky foolishness, that's not what we're doing here. CWE is a legitimate company with real trading software that performs real trades, and you keep possession of all of your cryptocurrencies, okay? They stay in your exchange account all the time. Let me repeat that one more time. CWE is not on trial because guess what? Your cryptocurrencies stay in your exchange account all the time. Matter of fact, I wanted to change this slide and make all that in capital letters, okay? So whatever exchange you choose to use your bots on, whether it's HitBTC, OKEX, Bittrex, Binance, Bitfinex, Kraken has been added as well. Your coins stay inside of your exchange. The robot just connects through what's called an API in order to be able to perform the trade transactions, but all of your profits and coins stay inside of your exchange wallet, okay? And that's powerful. Now let's talk a little bit about the different bots, okay? And then how do you maximize your trading potential, okay? Because you have something called a hybrid bot. I like the hybrid bots because the hybrid bots, when we make a buy, okay, the bot will sell that coin automatically. We get like a little notification comes up on the phone, and the bot will make a purchase for us, and then it will liquidate that actual coin at a profit for us. It carries our trades according to your instructions. If you want to take a short stop loss, meaning that you don't want to risk too much capital, you can adjust what you're willing to risk, prices, etc. It sells only, keyword, it sells only when a positive, successful transaction is detected. That's great to have that technology working on your behalf while you're sleeping or while you're working or doing whatever you're doing. Designed for the intermediate to expert cryptocurrency traders. We will train you and show you how to actually use that bot. Very well performing. So far, I have had a 100% success rate with the hybrid bots of returning a positive profit. Now, the HPSI bot. Okay, the HPSI bot is a little bit different. What it does, the bot buys and the bot sells, okay, for you, but it actually does multiple coins, in some cases, all inside of one bot at one time. It allows transactions between BTC and other cryptocurrencies. The HPSI bots, I believe, are suitable for everybody, even if you do not have any experience at all. This is a great place to learn to start using your first developed skill set is with the HPSI bot. This bot operates very low risk and high risk depending on the market, okay? But I can tell you, I've watched this bot do some great things, have some great performances, depending on certain market conditions, and we'll talk about that as well. The win-win bot buys, bot sells. This bot really works only with BTC and what's called USDT, okay? It allows transactions between BTC and USDT. Those are just two different trading components actually on the crypto exchanges. It completes transactions mostly in positive results. It's a very effective and efficient operation. It is the easiest bot to set up. It really is. And the risk with this bot is probably the lowest out of all the bots that we actually have in Crypto World Evolution. Okay. This is from January's performance. There are actually new numbers that are out that are a lot higher. In fact, we're approaching 38,000 individuals now that are using the platform all over the world. So this is actually from January. Okay. And so there are the tens of thousands of bots that were created. And you notice there was a 99.26 positive closing percentage, okay? Which, you guys, that is astronomical to think that there were literally 2,744,534 transactions with a positive close of 99.26%. Now, I don't know about you guys, but anytime you can have that many total transactions and then have over a 99% closing ratio, and this is documented by third-party validation, I mean, that speaks volumes of what's available and what we actually have our hands on right now, okay? So that's powerful in itself. Now, there's a couple of different platform bots. There's a $500 bot that you can actually purchase. We actually pay for these things in BTC. We'll show you how to get Bitcoin if you're interested in coming on board with us. But the $500 bot allows you to do $2,500 worth of actual trading in BTC on the exchanges, okay? Now, CWE charges a 20% a weekly commission of net profits. If you make a profit, 80% to you, 20% to the house for using the software on a weekly basis, okay? Now, the license period is up to 365 days when you actually get this bot. So when you pay your $500 in Bitcoin for the bot, that allows you to license the software for 365 days. Same thing here, 365-day limit. This one allows you to use what's called 5 win-win bots. Remember, I told you these bots are easier to actually set up, which they are. And that this is an absolute phenomenal bot to be able to use right now as well. But let's look at one that's actually my favorite. The one that also has no trading limit, which allows you to use the win-win bots. Okay, and well, there's two of them that are my favorites. I like the Win 8, and this one allows you to do 11 of the fully automatic low-risk bots all at once if you choose to, and that lasts for 365 days. Now these are I'm actually using several of these bots right here. This is the actual bestseller, 2,000 PV worth of Bitcoin. So this one allows you to do $10,000 in BTC trading per $2,000 bot. This one allows you to do hybrids, HPSI, and win-win bots, all three. And what's great about that is it gives you flexibility, and there's more for you to work with, more to learn, more to be able to test as well. I really like this actual combination more than any of the others, but everyone does have their little preference. But I think for people who are new coming in, this is probably the best bot to have because you get experience with all three. You still have the ability to use all of the exchanges that are operational, that are endorsed and being used by CWE, and you do still get a 365-day license to use all three as well. Okay. Now, how do you participate in this? Becoming an independent software provider, ISP. Okay. Now, you become a qualified ISP by selling your first CWE pack. And what that literally means is, basically you're just selling one of the packages. Okay. And it becomes, you can join for free basically, but you want to be able to get qualified by buying one of the software packages. You can buy it for yourself, or you can get somebody else who's interested in learning how to make money while they're sleeping. Then you know, maybe you want to get one for yourself, of course, because of course you want to make money yourself as well. But there are many other individuals who are looking to buy this software. Like I said, almost 40,000 people have already gotten the software in the last year already. Okay. Now, and you want to do that within your first 24 hours to get rolling. Now, all someone has to do is basically just register through your link. Everyone has their own affiliate link, and you should act now on that. If you're on here, look at this for the first time, I would recommend that you get started right away. Now, keep in mind, you do have options. $500 bot for the trade bot. The miner bot is $1,000. The pro miner and the trade 8, both of those bots are 2,000 PV, 2,000 US dollars worth of Bitcoin, basically. Okay, and that can be purchased, and we'll show you several ways to be able to get that Bitcoin to be able to do that. Okay, and yeah, this one's showing you the win bot. Okay, this is showing the trade bot or the trade 8 bot, the win bot and the win 8 bot. Okay, those are 4 options. Okay, let's talk about the compensation plan quickly so you understand really how this works. There's 4 different components of the compensation plan. You have retail profits, binary commissions, a matrix, and a leadership pool. Okay, now the retail profits, all right, let's just talk about those. First and foremost, if someone buys a software package from you, there's a 15% payment that goes to that ISP. Okay, so 15%, if someone were to buy a $1,000 win bot, okay, that'd be $150 worth of BTC or point value that will be given to you that can be cashed out for $150 worth of Bitcoin. And if that individual who actually bought that licensing software from you decided that they wanted to sell the product to someone else, which they are, of course, are going to do in most cases, then you would receive an indirect 5% payment of another $50, 50 PV, and it can be converted to $50 for Bitcoin for doing that. Okay, so you end up earning, in that case, would it be a 200 PV or $200 for Bitcoin when that actually happens in this example. Okay, now let's say that someone buys the Win 8, which is the $2,000 license. In that case, your 15% would be 300 PV. And if some other ISP were to sell the package again who referred it through you, then that would be another 100 PV that you receive for that actually happening. Okay, so that in that case, of course, you see that your benefit from moving a higher cost software, which is going to be able to earn the potential to earn a higher amount of profitability anyway, it's going to pay you about double what you would have earned actually doing a smaller robot software entry. So I like that, and I think that's a very profitable way actually to go for you and for the actual customer. Now, of course, for the $500 bot, if someone were to purchase that one, it's a $75 PV, and then on the second level, if someone were to refer it as well, that would be another 25, so a total of about 100 PV, $100 worth of Bitcoin. Okay. So, and then the trade 8, because it's another $2,000 software that allows you to, and that's really the most popular one. Then, of course, that would be 400. So there are 2 of the software products that are 2,000, and there's one is 1,000, one is 500. So that's just something we'll be referring back to a lot. Okay. Now, binary commissions. Binary commissions are paid out in the left and the right leg. You're building a binary team of 2 people, one on your left and one on the right. And you're going to get paid 10% of the volume on the weaker leg, okay, which means if you have, say you have 1,500 PV on your left and 1,500 PV on your right, okay, that would pay you 100, and basically you get a payment of, well, if you got 1,500 PV, then that'd be 150 PV to be paid to you. If there were 2,000 PV, you get 200 PV being paid to you, and this happens, you guys, almost instantly. Okay, so whenever new volume comes into your binary, you start to get those earnings right away, straight to your commission wallet. Now, keep in mind, if you are coming in as just a trader, I think for the $500 bot, okay, then you're in a position where you can earn up to $2,500 per day. That's your cap for the binary, $12,500 per week if you have the $500 license, okay? And that is paid daily, all right? With the $1,000 license, okay, exact same thing, exact same amount of payment through the actual binary, but because you had used you came in with $1,000 license, you have a daily binary cap of $5,000 per day and up to $2,500 per week. Okay. And so that, the income earnings basically have doubled in that aspect. So that's really powerful in itself, but it goes a step further. Let's look here at the pro miner. Okay. At the trade date. Okay. Allows up to $10,000 a day through the binary and $60,000 for BTC per week. Okay. Through this actual position. So I tell people it's better to come, I believe better to come in and get the $2,000 license because it really opens up the entire referral system for you. And you should get paid and compensated when you refer things to others that work. That's what I believe. And I believe that many businesses believe that you should get compensated for spreading the word about the CWE platform and the actual automatic software. Okay. And so this is great income we're talking about potential here, you guys, which is powerful. And I don't believe that there's another company right now that has a 65% payout. Okay. A global payout of 65% on all retail profits. I mean, that's huge. There were companies I know of in the last couple of years where people made astronomical incomes, and the most I had ever seen was about a 50% payout. But the fact the retail profit is paying out 65%, that's almost unheard of for them to be doing that. But that's just a testament to how good the management is of the company. Same thing with the win-win bot, $10,000 a day, $60,000 per week. No different between the trade 8 and the win 8 because both of those are $2,000. Both of those are $2,000 PV products. Okay. Now, let's talk about the matrix. I'm not going to go through this too much, but 10% of the trading profits are put into the matrix. Okay. And that, of course, is paid out weekly. Okay. And the good thing is the more customers that an individual has, okay, the more levels that you see are being opened up here. Okay. So, when you have 4 customers, you're getting paid through levels 16 through 20 that's for US and Canada only. But for everyone else, if you're a miner, you're getting paid for your first 1 through 5 levels. If you're a pro miner, you're getting paid for your first 20 levels, which is, you guys, huge amount of potential, earning potential for that actually happening. Okay. And also keep in mind that there's one more thing that actually they pay out on a monthly basis. And this is the global 8% leadership pool. And the pools, you guys, are backward compatible, meaning that the higher up you go in the actual leadership, you actually still maintain your previous titles and positions, and you still get paid in those pools as well. So as a regional director, you earn 2% of the pool every single month. As a national director, you're going to earn a 2% payout of the pool. And of course, there are probably going to be less national directors than there are regional directors, but you're still going to get paid your regional director position and as a national director. For international director, another 2%. But of course, there are less in international directors than there are national directors and regional directors. So of course, you're going to get paid, okay, backwards for your national director and your regional director position for a total of 6% out of the pool. But I'm sure the pool is much larger for the independent, for the international director than it is for the national director. And I believe that the international director, I don't remember which month that was. I know it was a month recently. It was like $60,000, $70,000 worth of Bitcoin per month just being paid out at that position. Global director, same thing. Going to get paid for your international director, national director, regional director. But the global director right now, there is no global director in the company yet. But I do know that the global director they spoke of a couple of months ago, if someone would have hit that position, the global director would have made 6 figures for the month, in excess of 6 figures for the month, over $200-something thousand just for being a global director. And I think that that's powerful to be able to have, to have that kind of status in the company. And I believe that many of us that are on this webinar are not only thinking and dreaming and knowing that we're going to get that done, but the people who work together. And this is one thing I'm going to say about how I like to do business. And there's several other leaders that like this as well. I don't care what team you're on. You could be on a team that I don't make income with. It doesn't matter to me. I want to work with those that are hungry. One of the biggest problems in this industry is, there's this self-entitlement feeling of someone owns people, or they feel that because they brought you into a business that person now has you isolated in a corner. You can work with anybody you want to work with. This is a business. This is a grown person's business. And people who are like-minded should work together. If you are a person who wants to make $1 billion in this industry, and I'm a person that wants to make $1 billion in this industry, it doesn't matter whether we're working out of the same exact coffers or the exact same account, as long as the mission is the same. That's what matters. And so I want to work with the like-minded. Again, I've done well in these businesses already, but we really believe that the heyday that's coming is there will be many of us that will be toasting glasses on $100 million yachts and basically sailing the world and just working from our laptops for 6 or 7 months out of the year on different islands, just off of what's going to happen in some of these opportunities. And so you got to work with people who have big vision, big dreams, and big goals. If not, you tend to suffer in mediocrity. But the global 8% pool, I believe that there are going to be many people that are going to participate in that pool, many of which I believe are going to work together. But the regional director, for this position, what you have to have done is you have to have enrolled 3 pro miners or win pro miners. That's a $2,000 bot. And each of those enrolled pro miners or win miners must qualify personally by enrolling 2 of their own, either pro miner or win miners. Okay. And you must have 1 active non-participating customer. Okay. This means you have to have somebody just using the software. And you need to have 50,000 PV in volume in the unit level. That just simply means that about 25 people actually bought the software. And you have a maximum of 25,000 PV per leg only, okay? And so I should say the 40% maximum PV per leg rule. And then participate in the first 2% of monthly revenues of the CWE package sales. So that's going to be a great thing. So you will always, when you hit this position, you will always be recognized as that title. But to receive your payments every single month for that 2%, of course, you're going to need to maintain those qualifications, which are not really difficult to do. National director, okay? Same thing, except here, you're going to need to enroll at least 5 active pro miners or win pro miners, which is a $2,000 bot. Each personally enrolled pro miner or win pro miner will need to have had enrolled at least 2 pro or win miners themselves. And then you must have 2 active non-participant customers, just 2 people that are just using the software. You must have a minimum of 2 regional directors in different legs of business, and you need to have 250,000 PV in volume, okay? And the good thing is this, you guys, you're able to participate in that 2% pool. And of course, now let's look at the international director. International director has to have at least personally sponsored 8 people into the business that have bought the software. Each of those 8 has to have at least 2 $2,000 licenses, okay? You still need to have 3 customers, and in this case, you have to have $750,000 in PV volume. You can also have a maximum of 300,000 PV in 1 leg, or 40% maximum PV per leg rule. Okay, they got it right on this slide. It's actually 40%, not 50, but 40%. And then, of course, now you will also participate in the first 3 pools at 2% each. Okay, and it's great income, you guys. But this is the one that many of us are aspiring for. If you're going to do it, you want to think about doing it all the way from the top. You need to have 12 sponsored pro miners or win pro miners, you guys. Each personally enrolled in an active pro miner or win pro miner, all right? They all have to have at least 2 pro miners or 2 $2,000 software licenses. So you still need to have your 3 national directors in different legs and 3 international directors in different legs as well, okay? And you have that 1.5 million in PV volume in the unit level, okay? And of course, you have that 40% rule, so about 600,000 has to be in 1 independent leg at maximum. And now you're participating in all 4 pools. So I mean, imagine that, you know, potential to make potentially over $300,000 just for that month, just for actually being at that position and believing that can actually happen every single month. I mean, that's just powerful, you know, to be able to have that capability. So I think that's something to aspire for, and very important. But let's talk a little bit about compliance. CWE, because it's a legitimate company, real trading platform, never has to guarantee returns or for a customer. The market is the market, so we don't guarantee returns on investments because the market is totally independent of us. We can talk about what has happened in the past regarding returns about ourselves with the products, but we cannot talk about the future per se. ISP should understand the company and software thoroughly before presenting. I like to study. I will show you how to study as well. Always be honest, sincere. Remember, we are here to help people. utilize our amazing software to begin trading in the cryptocurrency marketplace. Compliance is a top priority for our company. We must all work together to ensure that our opportunity is presented the right way. And I was great that we had a chance to see and meet Scott Warren again. He's the independent counsel that was chosen to work with Crypto World Evolution. Scott is a world-renowned expert in this industry. Very ethical gentleman. He's a very funny guy as well, but he's very serious about business. And he has a plethora of knowledge and information about what has happened in the past in this industry and how to keep us in compliance. And more importantly, he gives great counsel. He's a great individual, great information, and tells the leadership of the company what they need to do in order to keep things afloat and proper for everybody that's out here working the business. And I like Scott a lot. I've got a chance to meet him on several occasions now. I had a chance to actually even sit down with him for dinner as well. And he's a solid guy. I mean, I like to work with a company that uses reputable people, but more importantly, has competent legal representation, someone that actually is an author and understands what happens out in this industry when things are not regulated properly. So that's a great thing to actually have on board with the company as well. So let's look here. So how do we actually get you set up? Now, getting set up, of course, get back to the person who told you about the business, and that is a way for you actually to get yourself in a position where you will be able to see and understand exactly what's going on in the actual company. But let's move this out of the way here, and let's get into some information about the actual platform for a second here, okay? Now, for those of you who were in Macau or who were not in Macau, let's just talk a little bit about quickly what actually happened as far as upgrades with the company. Because most importantly, I think the most important thing is that for months of watching and working in this platform and looking at the company do the things that they felt were necessary in order to make the software as good as possible. They've done a lot of testing. They've taken a lot of feedback. And you have to have historical data. One thing about a trading platform is that one of the most important things that you can do is to make sure that the company is gathering data. And one thing I will say that I'm very impressed with the leadership of the company and the upper management, as well as the leaders that are just out actually promoting the product, is that all of us have a real desire to make sure that the product is perfected. And one thing I will say that they have done, which is powerful, is that they have taken all the historical data and used that to make the bot better and better constantly. And now, what I believe that they've done now with the release of this new bot is that they have really taken a product and simplified it so that every single individual who wants to be able to participate in the platform can participate and have a winning strategy. So whether you're a individual who comes in with little to no experience, don't understand much, you do have the opportunity to follow the company's recommendations because the company does employ over 35 different traders who are actually here right now working the business and working signals and things every single day. And more importantly, another thing that they actually allow to be able to do is that they actually are sending us the signals that come out for the hybrids when they're actually available as well, because they're working with the software to see what those indicators are. So there are indicators for people who are novice and individuals who don't know much about how to manually trade themselves. But the other thing that's great is that now with the new enhancements on a bot, we're in a position where we actually have advanced traders who can come on board, and they can also set up their own strategy and their own bots. So we're going to go look at that here in a second. Let me go over to that actual slide. Let's go to HPSI Pro. Let's go to the simulation. Okay. Now this is what I noticed I think is just the most powerful thing to actually come out of Macau. And there were a lot of great things, a lot of great announcements, a lot of great promotions. But I believe that the thing that was the most powerful was the fact that, hold on one second, you guys. Someone is asking a question. How do I get set up? Okay, Jay, in order for you to get set up, we want you to get back to the person who actually invited you onto the actual webinar, and they will explain to you actually how to get set up. And if that was me, just give me a little bit, and I will show you exactly how to actually do that as well, and show you how to get on board with the company as well. And I think actually I don't know who invited you here. I think I actually invited you. If you were here in Chicago, I think I may have invited you. But if somebody else brought you on board, get back with that person, and they'll make sure that you get set up properly. Now, hold on one second, you guys. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about how the new bot actually operates and what it actually does. Okay. The actual new bot, I don't know what happened here. Hold on. All right, hold on 1 second. I want to make sure I got that question out. The actual new bot, okay, is powerful because you can actually run it in simulation mode. And what I like about that is that if you're able to put it in simulation mode, that just simply means that an individual has the opportunity to be able to test out what would have happened in the past based on the actual indicators that are actually set up, okay? And that in itself is something that's remarkable because we did not have that capability before, all right? And what's powerful about that is, I don't know what that is. It actually keeps, give me 1 second, you guys. Hold on here. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. So let me just talk a little bit about this. Let me start this one actually from the beginning so you can actually see it. All right, I'm going to delete this bot, and let me see. Did Paletti ever come on here? I don't know. Let's see if he's around here. I was trying to see if Paletti had a chance to jump on, but I don't think he was able to. That's fine. All right, let's just look at the new simulation because there's some things that were powerful here. This is a simulation. Now, keep in mind, with this simulation, you do have the option to go live. There's something called paper trading is coming soon, but you do have the option to go live with a live HPSI bot or to do the simulation, okay? Now, the simulation is powerful because this will allow us to look at some historical data to see whether, how the bot will perform based on the settings that we're thinking about using, okay? So when we add a new simulation, the first thing it tells us is that we have to choose 15, between 15 and 30 coins and a maximum stretch of 9 months for the simulation, okay? And so with that, you also, of course, need to set a date range. So let's just say that we go back, let's go back for back at the beginning of the month, per se, okay? So we'll go from 7/1 to 7/30. So this entire month span, okay? You need to, of course, we need to make a name for the bot, the test bot, CWE test July. And I just put 18, so 2018. Then I need to select an exchange. Okay, whatever exchange you're actually using is the one that you would select, but I'm going to use Bittrex. I'm going to select API key. Okay, now you do have the option. I do like this component here for people who know a little bit about the trading markets. You do know that the majority of the bulk of the fluctuation in the market actually comes from just 15 different coins, the top 15 coins. Now, you can incorporate more coins if you want to. I would recommend that you don't fool with that unless you really, really know what you're doing. In some cases, it's just better to go with the company set 15 coins because the company robot and you have a team that are people that are already there that are actually utilizing different metrics right now to select these coins. If you don't have access to anything that helps you with that, it will be better to just go with the company settings. But just for a novice sake, okay, let's just go with the top 15 right now, okay, and use the ones the company is providing. And so what happens is you click that button, as you can see, it will populate all the coins. And if you wanted to delete them out, you can delete them out like that and go back in and replace them as well. And if I want to just, actually I want to keep those in there, hold on. Okay, so I clicked it again, they pop back up. And since we're doing this as a simulation, we're just gonna say, let's just say we do this utilizing, let's just use a small amount. Let's just say 0.2 BTC. So I always hit 0 first, because if you try to do if you try to just hit the decimal first, it doesn't work. So if you're gonna do point something, hit 0 point, whatever that number is, okay? And you notice here it says the minimum investment is 0.05 is the minimum amount. But from my experience, I think it's best to put at least 0.1 on a bot if you can. You just want the bot to have enough Bitcoin to actually make a proper amount of trade purchases and take a certain amount of positions. And I think you need to have enough BTC in there for that to actually happen. Okay, so let's just say 0.2. And right now, 0.2 would be about, in BTC in dollars, that would be about, because 0.25 would be a little bit over $2,000. So right now, 0.2 is about $1,700, $1,800 technically in dollar value, right? So we're gonna hit next. Now, this is the part that everyone needs to learn about, okay? Because this, I believe, is where we have our lesson to be learned. I'm glad that I'm recording this because this is something every single person that's actually working a business, you don't need to master this component, but if you do, it will help you a lot. If you don't go with the company recommendations per se, then you definitely want to pay a little attention to these three tabulations, these three indicators right now that are used for the bot, okay? The drop percentage. What is the drop percentage? The drop percentage this is what the robot will wait for, a drop in the market. So perfect example, like right now, in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is down like 0.02%, okay? So it happens and it goes up, it goes down, right? But the drop percentage, this is what you will need to define how low the price needs to go by choosing a percentage. We call that the drop percentage. So if we think that the market is going to go down, hell, let's say we think the market is going to go down, let's say the market goes down 9%, right? That means we believe the drop percentage may end up being 9% over a period of time that's coming up, okay? So we're going to say that we think the market may go down 9%. This is just a simulation for right now. Now, activated coins percentage. Remember, we just pre-selected 15 coins. The company did that, but we went with the company's recommendations. So you would need to select a percentage of activated coins. What are activated coins? Activated coins is defined as the percentage of your chosen coins out of those 15 that need to reach the level of the bounce percentage before both triggers are activated. I'll explain what that means. The coins that are left are your active coins, okay? Activated coins are on the move. Active coins are just there, okay? Again, this defines the percentage of your chosen coins that need to reach the level of the bounce percentage before both triggers are activated. What does that mean? That means that when the bounce, when the percentage of activated coins, so let's say right now we have 15 coins, right? And let's just say that I decide that I want to have 50%. This would either be 50% or less. Okay, so let's just say I say 50% of the coins that are activated, okay, need to reach the bounce percentage. That means if I've chosen 15, that means that 15 coins, that means that 7 coins, at least 7 coins basically, would have to be activated, okay, in order for this particular trigger to turn on. So that's all that means. Because remember, because we chose 15, so we can't say 8 because 8 would be more than 50% of 15 coins. We choose 7 because 7 is the next the next number of coins that we can go down to that's 50% or below. Okay. Now, here for the activated bounce percentage, you will need to select an activated bounce percentage. This is the percentage of your active coins that are recovering and have reached the level of the bounce percentage. When your activated bounce target has been reached, your robot will purchase all of your active coins. Now, all that simply means is that you're putting a percentage here, okay, that represents the number of active coins that are recovering and have reached have basically recovered by this percentage amount. So basically, after they've dropped down, you found the coins that have went down 9%. And when 50% of the ones that have went down start to rebound by at least, say, 25%, then the software, okay, will purchase all of your active coins. And this is very, very simple to understand after you run some simulations. What I like about it is that right now I'm saving this one and running it, okay? What that did is it just calculated that with these settings, I would have been down from the first by less than 1%, okay? So I know that this is not the settings that would have worked for me for the last month. So what do? Now I have to look at what it is that I picked, okay? Now, what's powerful is that I can go into the details. Now watch this and go into the detail history. And what the detail history will show me, it will show me where there were negatives there, because notice there was only 2 trades that were performed for that last 30-day period, because the market was sort of flat for a couple of weeks. Now we open this up and we go in here and we look and see what exactly was negative. And we can see here the ADX was a coin that took a big hit, okay? So what can we do? We can go back and remove ADX, okay, from the actual coins that we actually selected and replace it with another coin, since we see that it was a low performer over the last 30 days, if that makes sense, okay? That's the powerful part about using the actual simulator. You can see what wasn't performing and what was performing. So let's close that out. Let's go back to coins. We can go to edit coins, okay? And you see ADX is there. We get rid of ADX, okay? And now that there's 14 coins, then we need to go in and pick a different coin. Now, in essence of time, I didn't get a chance to go and look at another good coin that I think will have been a good performer, but let's try Tron. So it's a decent performer. So we save Tron in there and replace it. Okay. Now that we've replaced that coin, know that coin was a low performer, all we have to do at that point is hit recalculate. Now we notice that removing that coin may have not been a good selection coin. Now, not all is not lost. This is what I like about the simulator. We can go in and we can change the percentages and the bounce rates, right? So we watch. So let's say instead of doing 50% of activated coins, let's try 40. Okay. What I like is that we can keep manipulating the variables until we find something that's suitable to use in tests for our next run. Okay, it's coming down slightly. All right, let's try a different setting. Hold on. Anytime you edit the settings or change a button, all we have to do is come back out and hit recalculate. And the good thing is you can change these variables constantly until you find what's suitable for you. Okay, hold on. And then I will explain the settings again towards the end. You can do this as many times as you want, and you should come in and look at these settings constantly and try them out. Like you see, they're going the opposite way, and we try them out a different way. Hold on. And you can do as many of these test robots as you want. Okay. Okay. Now, here we earn, it's not a high amount, but it's in the profit margin, okay, of 2.18% for that time period, which I think is still low earnings, but I'm just trying to give you some examples of how you can actually use this robot to test it out to see exactly what works and what does not work. So here we're saying basically that the drop percentage, okay, let's cancel that. Okay, we waited for a drop percentage of 9% on the activated coins. And in fact, if we would have lowered the drop percentage, I believe we would have had an even higher earnings as well, because there was not a lot of market fluctuation really this month. But I'm just giving you some examples. We'll be talking about this and training on this constantly, so don't worry. You're not going to be left alone with this at all. But keep in mind, this is for people who want to go in here and just be able to play with the settings. You do have the ability to just follow the company's recommendations and not have to do these things. But it is important to want to learn. You should be hungry for knowledge. Those of you who are in markets where the people really are ambitious about trading, like Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, Spain, Portugal, South Africa, United States, someplace in Canada, there's some people are very excited about trading. They want to know about these details. Everybody's not going to be as interested in these details. But the good thing is that you do have the capability to be able to explain to them what's going on. So keep in mind, the drop percentage is just the percentage that the coin declines in price value. Activated coins are just the number of coins, okay, that have reached that 9% in drop value. So if you have 50%, if you have 15 coins that you select, when 60% of those coins, basically 8 or less, reach that 9% dip, then automatically when those two things are being met, the activated bounce rate means that when 40% of those coins that have actually been activated, once they actually start to rebound, okay, then these metrics actually kick in and the software will start to actually take positions for you. So if you want to use this strategy and go directly to an HPSI Pro live account, if you want to start a live account from right here, you can simply by clicking that button and moving into position, basically. So that's powerful. So you do have that option, or you can create another simulation if you want to, and actually create some simulations for when the market is down and when the market is up. And then you can choose to run both of those at the same time if you want to cover both ends of the market. That's why I believe this is very powerful. Mind you, again, this is just for simulation purposes here, and you can run these all you want. Then when you're ready to go for a live transaction, you go here and you can add a new live bot. And so just to give an example, let's just go here, live CWE, select an exchange, select an API key. You see right here, you can either choose to follow the company strategy or your own strategy. Does that make sense? You can go with your own strategy, or you can go with the follow the company strategy and just hit your balance button and go from there. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, this is so simple to use for people who are new and don't understand much until they get comfortable. Just have them follow the company strategy. For people who want to do their own strategy, the way I just did in the simulation, you just click your own strategy. It doesn't get any simpler than this, team. I mean, this is, if you can't see the value in how powerful this is, I'm really, I have to take my hat off to Guillermo and his team for what they've been able to do with simplifying this, because even in talking about it and explaining it right now, it just is reinforcing how much energy and work had to actually go into actually setting this up. And I'm really, really proud of them, what they were able to do. And I really believe that some markets that are going to really take off and again, there are people from all over the place, from Malaysia, We had a huge presence from Malaysia, huge presence from South Africa. But I'm going to tell you, I'm very, very excited for people that are in the North American and South American continent as well with this, because I think that we're going to basically help tens of thousands of people. Our last opportunity, our team, there was almost 45,000 of us. And really right now, there's only 38,000 people in this entire company. So we know what the capabilities are and how much is available right now to us as far as opportunity. I would recommend that everybody take this very seriously. And more importantly, I would recommend that every single individual plug in as much as you can with the leaders and make sure you attend the events. We're going to be doing some events all over the world. I know that I am setting my travel schedule right now. I got a couple places in mind I'm going to be doing events in. Bahamas, several places in South America, probably also in Brussels as well. I think Jan is on here. We'll be going to Brussels. And while we're in Brussels, we may even end up in Kiev, a couple other places as well. Wherever we have to go to build with people that are serious, that's where we're going, period. We're not going to be making excuses. We're all about making it happen. And we want to work with people that have the same mindset as well. Let me stop the video sharing for a second and see if any people have any questions. Are there any people that had any questions at all that are on here right now? Anyone? Does anybody have any questions about anything that I said so far? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me unmute all you guys. Hey, did anyone have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself if you do. Okay. All right. Okay. Ferris out of Kiev. Ferris, you have any questions at all? I see Tevin's on here from the Bahamas. Oh, we will be doing business in the Bahamas as well. Welcome, Tevin Owens, another young executive, a business owner that actually came on board with us from my great home country of Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome. Hassan, Ference, that are on. Kevin, did you have any questions at all? Lily?
Yeah, I just joined, so got some.
Oh, okay. You just get in. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully, I was able to get. I hope it was pretty clear, everything that we talked about. But again, we're gonna be getting the travel schedule together, you guys. If you're interested in doing an event with us, and you're interested in partnering up somewhere in the world and doing an event, please let us know. And we're more than happy to come to your country and do business. This is going to be an exciting quarter, so I think that with this, I think there's going to be a lot of exciting things happening in this next 60 to 90 days. We're going to be having a very powerful and strong 90-day run, and I know that the next events they have planned, some are all over the place. I think that there's the next event, the next large event they're going to do is supposedly going to be in. I believe it's going to be in Europe, someplace. But I know that I want to go to at least 7 to 10 locations over the next 6 weeks. So whether that's some of it's going to be the Bahamas. So I'm going to do a couple more events in Miami. I was just in Miami last week for about a week and a half. I really like the South Beach area, great weather. Nassau, definitely. Brazil, Colombia, going back to Ecuador for people who want to build. Like I said, Kiev, Brussels. We'll going to Belgium. Jan, if you're on here, let's get something knocked out, make some things happen. And so it should be exciting. So, but thank all of you for coming on. We will be having a lot more of these Zooms like this. Probably at least every couple of days we'll come on live. Check if you're not connected on Facebook. Connect to us so you can actually come in on some of the lives and some of the webinars. Keep in touch with us. It doesn't matter whose team you're on. If you want to do business, we want to work with you. It doesn't make us a difference. We don't operate in that mindset. We have a mindset of abundance. I believe there's enough trillions of dollars for everybody. And so we want to work with those that are hungry. If they're in, whether from Haiti to Hong Kong, that's my motto. So wherever they fit at, that's great. Let's make it happen. All right. So if nobody else had any questions, then Kev, we'll finish getting you. So give me a little bit. Finish getting set up because I got a couple things to do. Then we can talk later this evening. Finish setting you up.
All right.
For anybody else, unless there's some other questions, we will see you in the next couple of days for the next presentation. And I'm going to save this recording, and for those who want to actually have the recording and have access to it, just message me and let me know, and I'll send it to you once it gets through rendering and downloading. But I will tell you this before we go. I've watched and participated in a lot of these opportunities. And so far, I'm just going to tell you what happened. Since I came back from Macau, and I just got back from Macau yesterday, okay? Just in 36 hours, I've been contacted by 12 to 13 people who are interested in getting started in the business. Just in 36 hours, okay? There are some systems and tools that we are using that I think everyone should be using, because that will help you to be able to make money. Now, I do have a few moments. Maybe I should show you some of this so that some of you can sort of understand how that works. Ah, okay. Lily, how you doing there? Great country of Colombia has chosen to join us all the way from Hong Kong. I guess she hasn't left yet. But you guys, remember, we want to do business everywhere in the world. And let me just show you the tool that I'm using, because I decided that I wanted to work in. Let me just show you. I'm trying to focus on. I think I said the United States, Canada, Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, Peru. Where else? Bahamas, and Malaysia, and the Philippines, and I think Singapore are the places that I told my tools that I wanted to work in. And I watched this. Let me go back in here. Hold on. Let me show you something. Hold on. I want you guys to see it. Are you guys in a rush, or would you guys like to see this, or do you guys want to go?
Let's see it, man.
All right. Hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. Show you how it works. Okay. For those who want. Okay, this is the tool that I'm using. I'll show you how the tool works in a second, because it helps a lot. It helped me automate my business. It's called the 5 Elements of Marketing. Go and check it out. Don't attempt to buy anything. I just want you to sort of see what's happening. I'm going to show you the results of it and how it works in 1 second. Let me put that in the chat also, because 5 Elements of Marketing. I'm going to show you how the tool works, and this is a link to the book. BitcoinFormula.info. All right, you got that. That is a link to the book. Let me show you the book as well. If you want to learn about Bitcoin, if you want to learn about how Bitcoin really is created, where it came from, how to store it, how to spot Ponzi schemes, things of that nature, the book explains a lot about all those things. You should definitely check it out. I'm having it translated into Spanish and Japanese right now, because a lot of copies there. But the book it's a powerful read. Hold on 1 second here. It's a powerful read, and some of the actual chapters and things that I actually talked about are available on the page. You can look at it, and I'll just tell you a little bit about the different things that actually happen with how the history of Bitcoin up till today. How is Bitcoin run? Bitcoin forks, Bitcoin value, learn how to invest in Bitcoin, what Bitcoin can do for you, the future of Bitcoin. I talk a lot about microtransactions. A lot of people don't know anything about that. How to hold your Bitcoins, peer-to-peer lending. Basic things that everybody should know and should learn about Bitcoin, but may not understand or know anything about. Now, this is looking what the tool is doing right now, because I'm going to go back here. Bear with me 1 second here. Hold on 1 moment. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's look and see. Okay. Now we're going to look at here. Let's look and see what we got. All right. I don't know where these are from, but let's look at what leads came in today. Let's look and see here. Hold on. All right. These two leads came in +63. Where's that? Oh, these are from the Philippines. Okay. Now, let me just sort of zoom in so you guys can see how this works. I haven't called these folks yet, but we will here in a second. Hold on. Let me, oh, here we go. Let me increase the size because it's sort of small. Can you guys see that okay?
It's pretty good.
Okay. These two individuals are from the Philippines. Elise Paz Galvameo and Mauricio Qualium. +63 is the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, I'll tell you for sure right now. Hold on. To double check where they're from, you can always go to something like Skype and look up the country code, but I'm pretty sure that +63 is the Philippines. I'm almost for sure of that. I'm just looking it up right quick. Hold on. +63. 63 is LNLP. Yeah, these two are from the Philippines. So remember I just said a minute ago that I was looking for people in the Philippines, so I was planning on traveling there as well. That's one of the countries that I targeted. So, and these just came in literally about half an hour ago. So I'm gonna call these people and call them back and see what they're interested in doing. And they speak English in the Philippines. So some areas you may want to see. What I like to do is I like to target places where people, well, because I speak English and some Japanese, but I don't speak Spanish. So I'm targeting some Spanish-speaking areas, but I'm probably going to be giving those to people that are on my team to really work with them. But that's what we're doing right now. So that's primarily what we're focusing on. And these just came in just now. So it's really good to target when you can, specifically where you want to actually work at. Those of you who are networking and working social media, doing the exact same thing, if you're using your list and you're following up with people that you know as such, you just need to be really good with doing your follow-up. If you are using some of this technology, you still need to follow up and make sure you're doing what you need to do. But the good thing is that there are tools that are at our disposal for us to be able to use that will help to speed up the process of getting to the right people. So that's something very, very powerful for us to actually have. So that's a real plus. Now, did anybody have any questions at all on here right now about anything that they saw? Okay. Hassan, I know you probably got questions about this, but this is one of those tools that I was talking about that we could use. And of course, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador. In fact, one of my biggest accounts in my last company, actually, I got the gentleman that I met. I found him. He came in as a lead through our marketing system. And I flew to Ecuador for a launch meeting, and it was powerful. I mean, literally, I went there and picked up as soon as I touched down. I mean, these guys had like $55,000 right there waiting to do Bitcoin business. And I mean, I had never even been to the country before, and I didn't know this guy from anywhere, but we met through the tool. So it's always good to follow up with everybody. It's always good to utilize tools, different tools. The company has a free follow-up system in the back office that they've implemented, but we're doing targeted traffic to people who either know about Bitcoin, have a Bitcoin wallet, understand what Bitcoin is, and they're looking to do business. And so I think that that's powerful in itself. So that helps a lot. All right. So, okay, good. Oh, absolutely, lady. Yeah, well, that 5 elements is actually how those leads came in. That system is what was used to bring those leads in. This is the 5 element system. What we do with the 5 elements is basically we take a combination of Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, solo ad banners, and it was called AI texting campaigns. And we use those to target keywords like Bitcoin, investors, trading, MLM, work from home businesses. And we look for a combination of those keywords. And then we use those keywords in order to target traffic in specific areas. So that could be in Chicago, it could be in Cuba, it could be in Colombia, it can be in Venezuela, it could be in Brazil, it could be in South Africa, it could be in the Bahamas. I've used it in the Bahamas before. It could be in Switzerland, it could be in Prague, it could be in Kiev. It doesn't matter where these people are on the planet. We can pick specifically where we want to do business at, target our campaigns there, and retrieve people who fit that demographic in these areas and have conversations with them there. So that's powerful in itself. And I'm going to be doing some follow-up calls here in a minute to the Philippines just to talk to those new leads and such as well, and talk to them about the business. In fact, I should have just called one of them just now while we were on here. Matter of fact, I could do that right now, actually. I'll call one right now. Why not? We're on here, right? Let's see how it works. Hold on. Let's dial. Now, buy me some more Skype credits. And then I always dial through Skype. Let's call them up. I think this is for Elsie. Oh, I got it. Oh, you know what? It's really early in the morning. I forgot the time zone difference. That's another thing I have to be cognizant of. Sometimes I get excited and start calling. I forget what the time zone is in some of these places. But let me just see. Sometimes I get lucky. But hold on. Let's just do 091. Okay, 8239. 091. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, make sure I'm dialing it right. 04. Okay. Hold on, you guys. See if they pick right up. Oh, it's ringing. Damn, what happened? Sort of early in the morning over there, but that's okay. Might get lucky. I think what time is it in the Philippines right now? I think it's sort of early. I think it's like 6:30 in the morning over there right now. Yeah, I think it's sort of early over there right now, you guys. Hold on. What time is it in the Philippines? Yeah, we'll call later this afternoon. What we'll do is we're gonna have some calls. We're gonna do a couple of trading webinars where we're gonna be doing all kind of stuff, following up with people, keep going through the back office, doing follow-up calls together, setting up meetings, doing presentations, keeping a really busy travel schedule. Like we getting ready to get really busy out here. So just stay plugged in. We're gonna keep you in tune with everything that's going on. Plus, I want to see Tev, Guillermo, Sandra, some of my buddies who just came on board that are in Nassau. I mean, we got a small army that came in the Bahamas just recently, and in Miami actually as well. So we're really going to be getting into those markets pretty strong quickly, and then going wherever else we need to go. But anybody else have any questions at all? Questions? Okay. Kevin, I'm surprised. He haven't asked anything. Oh, man, it's mind-blowing. All right. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm going to try to make the recording available as soon as possible. And if you're interested in it, just message me, and I'll shoot the recording over to you. Okay? Thanks, all you guys. CWE's taking over the world. And see you on the beaches of the world. Oh, one other thing. If you don't have one of these, I recommend you get it. This is a hard wallet. Can everybody see that? That's a Ledger hard wallet. This is what you store your Bitcoins on, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be able to protect it long term, get one of these. You get it from ledgerwallet.com. Ledger, LEDGER wallet.com. And they have two different ones. There's a Ledger Blue and then there's a Ledger Nano. The Nano's a small one. The Blue's a large one. I can promise you, it's worth your while to spend the money for it. The touchscreen is less than $500. The Nano, the small one's less than $100. Something like $80. So don't be without it, because you can travel with your coins, take them with you wherever you want to go, fully encrypted. You don't have to worry about anybody stealing anything. They can't steal it because you have the recovery keys yourself. If somebody takes the box, you can deactivate it, snatch your coins out of there digitally and put them onto another device. It's the real deal. You guys, let's shoot big. And I want to see some of you guys in the $1 Million Club. Let's make it happen before the end of this year. All right. God bless all of you. See you at the top. And I'll send out a post for the next meeting. If you're interested again in the recording, shoot me a message and I got you. God bless. Talk soon. Bye.